And I'm Kevin. I'm the baby, the youngest child. So, can we just start off by giving some applause? I know Eric kind of said this earlier, but we give some applause for Tracy because she's the one that really put this all together. As much as I love my brother, let's be serious. And some good news for Eric today, the Giants did win today. Okay. And then, so just a little bit about Eric. We thought we'd tell a few stories we had about Eric, but a little background. The Herman house growing up was a house of all guys, so figure out how that went. So.
Yeah, this is the kind of house where, the oldest was pretty much always in charge, right? So there's one thing that Eric never let us do, and that was never, ever, ever let us win. Ever. At anything. He wouldn't let us win at Mario Kart,
Tetris,
Monopoly,
Risk,
croquet,
badminton,
wiffle ball,
hockey,
baseball,
football,
golf,
Ken Griffey Jr. baseball,
battleship,
pool,
Super Mario Brothers,
wrestling,
darts,
mini golf,
blackjack,
poker,
and even marriage. So, yeah, that's what it's like going up there. Oh yeah. Living in a house of older brothers, when you're young and you can believe what your older brother tells you. Like the time where he goes, well, how about I trade you all of my nickels for all of your dimes? Because the nickels are bigger, right? And they are. And they almost worked. Eric had an obsession, like we all do with baseball, all of us. So, I always loved the time where his favorite player, Will Clark, got traded. So he came up to me and threw all his cards at me and said, the baseball cards, and said, I don't want them anymore, they're worthless. Yeah, until Mom goes, well, aren't they worth more now that he's traded? And then those got yanked out of my hands and I never saw them again.
So Eric's 10 years older than me, and we both loved baseball, so we used to play wiffle ball in the backyard for hours and hours and hours. And he would have different rules for him and for me since I couldn't hit it far enough. And he would let me win, and then just, last inning just blow up and just kill me. So, again, how Eric never let me win. And he would, oh man, he was just mean. But, the good things about Eric though, like, one day a couple things. We were cleaning out the garage one day, and I don't know how old I was, but I still had training wheels on my bike. And Eric said, you wimp, you still have training wheels on your bike? So we stopped cleaning up the garage, everything we had to do, and he took me out to the back parking lot, and he taught me how to ride a bike, just because he was embarrassed that his little brother still had training wheels.
So, we love sports and we loved everything. So we spent so much time doing sailing and fishing and, everything, camping. That was one of our favorite things to do. But, yeah, that didn't work very well.
So on to Tracy now. Now that we're done with Eric.
Those are the good things.
Yeah. Those are the good things. So, I knew that Tracy was she was a good seed when I first met her. Because the first time we met her, she was at my Aunt Lisa's house, and I had something for Eric in the car, and I was like, oh, Tracy was meeting all the family, they got corralled her, and I said, Eric, I got something for you in the car, you want to go? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. But I was like, do you want to be next to Tracy or something? He's like, no, she'll be fine. And I was like, wow, she can hold up against our family? She must be good. So that was my first experience with Tracy and passed.
So I didn't meet Tracy that time, but, I did hear some things, and I was concerned, because when Tracy got first introduced to me by Kevin, he says, there's a problem. I said, what is it? He said, well, she's a Padres fan. So I don't know what we can do about this, you know? And so one of the first times though, the first time that I really did meet Tracy was when she finally came up and we saw a Giants game together. And wow, she was wrapped it up like we're in the Arctic in that game, you know, with a scarf and everything, you know? And she converted Eric because he wrapped himself up too like he's all of a sudden in the Arctic. I knew that she was good for Eric because she was willing to put it up with it to come to the game. So we appreciate that. So even though you had that minor sports defect, we still want to accept you. You know, we know that you're good for Eric because we were thinking about what our mom and what she meant to us, and I think the best thing about our mom before she passed was that she always made the best out of everybody. And Tracy brings out the best in Eric. So we know that our mom will love you.
So growing up in a house of all guys, we didn't have a sister around. So the second time I met Tracy, we were at Tracy. This is about me and having a sister. When that's like. So we're sitting on Eric's couch, me and Tracy, talking. And Tracy turns to me and she goes, "So you seeing anybody?" And I said, "Well, I'm talking, kind of talking to these two girls, and they kind of know each other." And Tracy goes like this. And I never would have got that response living in our house, so it was very helpful. So I hope there's more of that to come. And she did ask when we were driving up here yesterday to rehearse. The very first thing, we weren't even out of the driveway. "So you seen anybody?"
So, Tracy, the only thing that I'm concerned about, though, when it comes to, joining with Eric is that Eric does all the cooking is what I hear, and thinking back to all those times where we had meatloaf and instant potatoes and stuff like that, I'm just concerned you might have to learn how to cook yourself. But in the end, we're glad to have a sister. And welcome to the Herman household. So, cheers.
All right, great job, you guys. Well done.